Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Siege of Avalon. We seem to be just about done with this catacomb system. We haven't seen any sign of the Earthstone yet, so unfortunately the main plot hasn't moved forward at all. But hopefully that'll be rectified shortly. Heading over here we find a small group of enemies, and they don't seem to be of much significance. But that brings us to a dead end in this area, so we're done there. We can head over and explore the last fork left on the map. And maybe we can get to the bottom of all this. So if we head over here, we find what appears to be somebody's basement. If you think about it for a while, it's rather strange that there's Shao Hul down here at all, seeing as how the only way into the caves that we saw so far was through Avalon, so that would seem to imply that there might be another way into the caves, otherwise they couldn't have gotten here in the first place. So this might reveal something to us, and if we head over here, indeed, it seems to be the main entrance, or another entrance at least. And if I can survive this battle, I'll be able to tell you more about it. So, let me wrap that up. Cut it a little close there. As you can see, the hold spell is very dangerous still, and it will continue to be dangerous throughout the course of the game. Fortunately, we're able to survive that battle at least. And if we head over here, there's a staircase, and if we head on up it, we end up back in the village, and it is, of course, now daytime. So that's rather interesting. At least we know how the Shao Hul got into the cave system in the first place. Of course, this isn't really a good thing, seeing as how, well, that means they could get into Avalon somehow, couldn't they? Well, that's not very good. But there's nothing we can do about that at the moment. Anyway, if we check this guy, he seems to have a special item on him. It's called a Troll Girdle that gives a +2 healing rate and 25 hit points. It's another unique specialty item that you find on just a generic enemy that you simply have to know where it is, or otherwise search every single enemy in the game. We're going to go ahead and put that on and continue on our way. It's a rather handy item. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any physical resistances on it. It just gives the hit point bonus. Or at least that's what it reports. It might be mistaken. I suppose I can check it later. No point in checking it right now. But usually I end up putting it on. Though obviously the warrior can't put it on because, or rather the scout can't put it on because he has to reserve that slot for his quiver of arrows. This caster over here seems to have something called the Book of the Elements, and it reduces our combat, stealth, and attack ratings, but it gives us 25% resistance to heat, cold, and electric. That's rather interesting, so I think we'll go ahead and put that on, and we'll replace the spellbook that we got at the beginning of the game. I don't think we need that anymore. It's only +5 mana. Not a big deal. Anyway, that's about all there is to see out here. You could run around and explore, but there isn't all that much to see. If you go into one of the northern areas, you'll see that it's rather infested with those boar worms from earlier. They still don't give you any experience points or training points, so there's really no point in killing them all or any of them. So we're going to ignore them for now and head over here. And if we come over here, we find someone named Lydia's Ghost. And if we talk to her for a while, you find out that she was part of the group that was sent down here to investigate the Earthstone. And it seems that she was killed by the Shao Hul, which is very unfortunate. And it seems that her body was turned into some sort of undead creature by a very powerful undead being that's living down here. And apparently she's also friends with the necromancer Philios. And she wants us to destroy the undead creature that her body has been turned into in order to free her soul and release it to the astral plane where it lives on in the afterlife, or whatever. But being the ridiculously chivalrous person we are, we gladly accept her task and go ahead with it. And if we come over here, we notice that there's quite a few skeletons. We've already fought 2, and they don't seem to be too much trouble, but there's a different kind That'll be a bit more trouble later on. And over here there's another room that is but isn't, and again it has 2 chests in it. It has a rotten shield, which is another unique item that can't be used. I'm not sure the point of it, but I don't usually take it. I don't think there's anything you can do with it. There's a gold ring that can sell, and an item called the Fedora of the Deceiver, which gives quite a few bonuses, mostly scout related, and but it also penalizes you in a number of ways. Usually only the scout will wear this item. It's fairly harsh for the warrior or the magician to wear, so we'll take it anyway, but we won't be putting it on. There's also a pair of rings over here, ruby ring and emerald ring. They don't do anything, but you can sell them, and just another little dagger. Nothing too important. So now we seem to be in the actual catacombs, and hopefully this area is a bit more interesting than the areas we've been in so far. And already we've seen skeletons, which is a nice change of pace. Sort of tired of fighting the same things over and over again. But we head over here, we notice, well, no, that's not him. There's another type of skeleton in this region that isn't it's not quite the same as the other ones, and he doesn't run up to us and try to bash us. He tries to cast spells on us, like the ones we saw near that lich. See, that guy managed to cast a hold spell on us, and he managed to do it even though he had a hold spell on him, which is not really fair if you ask me. I don't think he's supposed to be able to do that. I think it's a glitch in the game, but for whatever reason the hold spell isn't totally insurmountable. It can occasionally be overcome. And I really should have been checking these bodies, because some of them do have things. But hopefully I didn't miss anything. I'll check all the ones we encounter later. But yeah, the hold spell. Very strange, very buggy, and very powerful. If you want to beat the game, you definitely need to cast it, especially as a mage. And as you can see, we're in a bit of trouble here, so we'll use the hold spell on our enemy and get out of there. I know I mentioned that spell a lot, but it is really that powerful. Some enemies that cast it can be very irritating, since there's really no way to get around it, as far as I know. There's ways to resist other spells, but there doesn't really seem to be a way to resist the hold spell, for whatever reason. Which is very unfortunate, for us anyway, because it makes the game rather difficult. I mean, it's a very tricky spell to get around. But also works for us, to a degree. There's several enemies in the game who are immune to it, unfortunately. So we can't rely on that spell to defeat them. We'll have to find another way. And this guy has a ring of protection from electricity, which goes alongside the rings of protection from cold and fire that we found earlier. And I think we're almost done with this area, actually. No, we've got a bit more to go. Most of the warrior guys don't seem to be carrying much. It seems to be just the mages that get all the cool things. So even if you don't check the warriors, you should definitely check the bodies of the spellcasters that you find. And even as I say so, I skip one, so I'll go back and check him. And oh, lo and behold, he has another mage's companion for us. We'll go ahead and take that and check to see if it's any good later. Let's see what's left. Not too much. So still no sign of the Earthstone, and this area seems to be going on for quite a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here, and I'll continue on later, because there's quite a bit of exploring, and there's quite a few enemies we have to fight before we get to the end, and there's not really much plot for a little while. So I think what I'm going to do is the next video is going to be a sort of fast forward video, and I'll try to get through as much of the combat area as I can. Okay? Well, I'll see you next time.